Have you ever wondered why your heart aches for someone you've never met, or why certain seasons of your life feel like waiting rooms with no clock on the wall? Perhaps it's not emptiness you're feeling, but preparation. What if I told you that the delay isn't denial, but design? That the silence isn't abandonment, but orchestration? That even now, someone is being formed to walk beside you, not by chance, but by divine appointment. There is something deeply human about the ache of waiting. To hold hope quietly in the soul while days stretch on unanswered can feel like wandering through a wilderness with no sign of rain. In these moments, when the heart longs and the silence lingers, the mind begins to wonder if it has been overlooked. It is easy to believe that others are chosen while you are passed by, that perhaps your prayers got lost in the wind or your desires are too insignificant for heaven to notice. But the truth, though it may come softly, is this: you are not forgotten. God has not misplaced your name, nor has he turned away from your longing. What you mistake for delay is, in fact, divine timing at work. In the economy of heaven, time is not wasted, it is woven. Every moment you spend waiting is not idle, it is forming you. Like a gardener who does not rush the soil, God waits for the perfect season to bloom what he has planted. He is not slow as you understand slowness. He is precise, he is deliberate, he is loving. When he withholds something good, it is never out of cruelty, but out of the knowledge that what is truly good cannot be rushed. He sees what you cannot, the hidden corners of your heart that still need healing, the strength you must gain before you are ready to carry the weight of answered prayer. And while it may feel like he is far, he is in truth closer than ever in these unseen preparations. The temptation in the waiting is to settle, to grasp at what is near rather than trust what is coming. But there is a kind of strength that only comes from trusting God when nothing makes sense. There is a quiet power in saying, "I do not understand this, but I trust you." This is where faith matures, not in the fulfillment, but in the waiting for it. You are never forgotten, you are being refined. And the one being prepared for you is also on a journey. Just as you are being shaped, molded, and tested, so are they. You are not waiting alone. Somewhere out there is a heart beating with similar prayers. Someone unknown to you, but known fully by God. Someone who is being drawn, not by accident, but by providence, closer to the time when your paths will meet. It is not enough to want the right person. You must also be ready to receive them. God does not operate in haste, but in harmony. He waits for both souls to be ripe with understanding, softened by surrender, and strong enough to serve one another in love, not out of neediness, but out of overflow. The delay is not punishment, it is mercy. It is the space in which the wrong things fall away and the right things are born. What God is preparing is not merely a relationship, it is a reflection of his love, a companionship with purpose, a union that brings glory beyond the two who share it. The feeling of being forgotten is a lie that preys on those who carry hope in hidden places. But heaven is not indifferent to your longing. Every sigh, every tear, every silent prayer has been heard and held. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you are meant to be, in the care of a God who does not rush, who does not overlook, and who never writes stories without meaning. The partner you await is not a reward for good behavior, but a part of a story that was written long before your eyes saw the ache of waiting. And when the time is right, it will not be late. There is a common error many carry into the realm of love. The belief that a partner is a prize to be won, a kind of validation that we have done life correctly, that we are now complete, desirable, and secure. But this is not the way of the higher road. A true partner, one divinely appointed, is not a reward but a responsibility, not a decoration but a destiny-bound companion. This person is not coming to fix the brokenness in you or carry the weight of your happiness. They are being sent to walk beside you on purpose, with purpose, because both of you have been chosen for something greater than yourselves. You see, love that is born of heaven does not orbit around comfort alone. It is fierce, resilient, sacrificial. It does not whisper, "What can I gain from you?" but declares, "What can we build together?" This kind of union cannot be purchased with charm or held together by fleeting attraction. It is the meeting of two pilgrims, both weathered and willing, who know that joy does not grow in ease alone, but in the soil of shared burdens and mutual vision. The partner sent to you is not a trophy for your achievements. They are not coming to applaud your success or mirror your strengths. They are being fashioned to challenge you, strengthen you, and walk with you into the places God has prepared for you both to reach together. You may imagine that love will be simple when it is right, that there will be no tension, no confusion, no friction. But gold is refined in fire, and so are souls. The right partner will not always agree with you, will not always soothe your ego. Sometimes they will stir something in you that has been sleeping, not because they are disruptive, but because they were sent to awaken. They are coming not to simply make you feel loved, but to make you more loving. Not to fill your emptiness, but to walk beside you as you are both filled by something far more eternal. A divine partnership is not one of codependency, but of interdependence. Two people leaning on God first, and from that place leaning into each other. Do not expect this person to arrive with flawless wisdom or shining perfection. They will have scars. They will be marked by the journey they've walked. But these are not signs of damage. They are signs of survival, evidence that they too have been shaped by God's hand through wilderness and wonder alike. You are not being given someone to complete you. You are being entrusted with someone who has also wrestled, prayed, waited, and hoped. And when they come, they will not be the answer to every longing, but they will be someone who understands what it means to carry longing in a holy way. The sacredness of this union lies not in how easy it is, but in how purposeful it is. You are not being paired for amusement, but for alignment. Together you will face storms and sunlight, and through it all become a mirror of something greater. Love that is patient, kind, enduring, and deeply rooted in truth. You will be called not only to enjoy each other, but to intercede for each other, to grow each other, to remind each other of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. This is no small thing. This is no casual meeting of two people who happen to fall into each other's lives. This is the work of God, a joining of hearts that are being sent to fulfill something eternal. So wait not for a partner who flatters, but for one who walks faithfully beside you, hand in hand, not to the altar alone, but through every chapter written beyond it. There is a beautiful mystery in the way God prepares two souls for union, and it rarely begins with romantic feelings or the image of love we see drawn in stories or sung in songs. It begins instead with the quiet shaping of character in places unseen. It begins in solitude, in silence, in the discipline of walking closely with God when no one is watching. Before two hearts are brought together, they must first be anchored in something deeper than emotion. Spiritual readiness always precedes romantic readiness, for love that is eternal must be built on foundations that time cannot erode. There is a danger in seeking someone to love before seeking the one who is love itself. When you pursue partnership without first pursuing the presence of God, you are prone to make decisions out of hunger rather than discernment. The longing to be known and seen is not sinful, It is sacred, but it must be entrusted to God so it does not rule you. When your desire for a partner becomes louder than your devotion, you risk mistaking any connection for the right connection. But God, in His wisdom, does not want to give you someone who simply fits your feelings. He wants to entrust you with someone who matches your mission. This is why the season before a relationship matters so deeply. It is not merely waiting time, it is preparation ground. It is where you learn to recognize God's voice, where you begin to see yourself through His eyes rather than the eyes of loneliness. You are not just waiting to meet them. You are becoming the person who will recognize them when they come. You are being shaped to see not with surface desire, but with spiritual clarity. The one destined for you is also in a process of refining, being molded by trials and truths that will make them strong enough to love you rightly. It would not be loving of God to rush that process in either of you. The world may teach you to look for signs of compatibility, shared hobbies, attractive features, matching life goals. And while these things matter, they are not the root. The root is spiritual alignment. Can you both hear from God? Are you both surrendered to Him? Will your union be one that strengthens your faith, sharpens your character, and serves something larger than yourselves? A partner who is spiritually ready will not just say the right things. They will carry peace in their presence, humility in their choices, and purpose in their prayers. You will not be drawn to them only because of their charm, but because of the stillness in their soul, the fire in their devotion, the gentleness in their strength. And so the call before love is to become anchored in the one who made love, to be so deeply rooted in truth that no storm of emotion can shake you, to spend time in the secret place, learning the language of heaven, so that when the right person speaks, your spirit recognizes the echo, to allow yourself to be broken and rebuilt, not because you are unworthy, but because you are being refined to receive something holy. This path is not easy. It requires patience that feels unnatural and faith that stretches past your understanding. But it is good and it is safe, because when God prepares two hearts in His timing, what He brings together cannot be undone by time or trouble. You do not need to strive for love when you are being led by the one who is love. Your readiness is not measured by your loneliness, but by your intimacy with God. From that well, everything else flows: peace, wisdom, discernment, and eventually the kind of love that heaven itself delights in giving. Recognition is a quiet miracle. It does not always arrive in the way we expect, with grand signs or dramatic emotions, but rather, it comes like a still breeze through the trees, barely noticeable unless you are listening for it. When it comes to the person God is sending to you, you may find that their arrival is not surrounded by dazzling fireworks, but by an overwhelming sense of peace. Not the kind that removes all fear, but the kind that silences the unnecessary noise. This kind of recognition does not spring from the eyes, but from the spirit. You will not be captivated by surface alone. Instead, you will be drawn to the strength of their inner life, to the evidence that God has walked with them, spoken to them, refined them. The world trains the senses to seek what is pleasing. It teaches that chemistry is found in charm, that connection is built on physical spark or shared preference, but heaven teaches otherwise. Heaven teaches that true familiarity begins in the soul, that you might meet someone and feel that they have been part of your story long before you knew their name, not because of some mystical dream or emotional high, but because something within them sounds like the same language God has been speaking to you. Their life echoes the same pursuit. Their faith reflects the same fire. Their words carry the same depth you've only ever found in prayer. You may find yourself surprised when this person appears. They might not look like what you imagined, and their presence may not make your heart race in the way stories say it should. But you will notice something far more valuable: rest. You will not feel the need to perform or impress. You will not wonder if you are too much or not enough. In their presence, there will be a space to breathe, to be, to become. This peace will not come from them alone, but from the Spirit within you that testifies that this connection is holy. The soul knows what the mind cannot always explain, and the soul recognizes those who carry the same flame. Still, even in this recognition, the enemy will tempt you to doubt, because spiritual clarity is often subtle, and the noise of expectation is loud. You may be tempted to look again with the old lenses, seeking feelings, sparks, security in something visible. But feelings fluctuate, sparks can fade, and the truly beautiful things of God are rarely obvious at first glance. They must be perceived, not just seen. You must learn to listen with your spirit. The peace that passes understanding will be your compass. It is not loud. It is not demanding. It is simply there, and it endures. This person God sends will not just attract you, they will calm you. They will not just be interesting, they will be trustworthy. They may not have all the right words, but they will be marked by sincerity. Their eyes will not just notice you, they will understand you. Their prayers will not be about you alone, but with you. The bond will not be shallow, it will have weight. It will carry the aroma of eternity, the kind of connection that is not born in haste, but in holy preparation. And when you recognize them, not through the rush of infatuation, but through the clarity of peace, you will know, not in the way movies promise, but in the way your spirit rests. Because God does not write confusion. He does not create love that needs to be chased. He brings into your life that which you are ready for, when you have eyes to see not just who someone is, but who they are becoming in His hands. And you will see not just a partner, but a purpose-filled soul, walking toward the same light you've been following all along. The person sent to you by God will carry evidence of His hands in the way they love, and it will not resemble the fractured affection the world has taught you to accept. Their love will not arrive to dazzle or control, to win or possess, but to serve, to honor, and to build. They will not love you because of what you offer them, nor will they require you to be anyone but who God has called you to be. Their love will not demand constant reassurance, nor will it provoke insecurity or confusion. Instead, it will bring clarity, not because they are perfect, but because their heart is anchored in the One who is. This person will love with intention, not with haste. The world says if it's real, it should happen fast, feel explosive, and defy logic. But the love that reflects heaven is not rushed. It is deliberate. It watches, prays, waits, and honors. This love knows that to cherish someone is not to consume them, but to make room for their becoming. And in that room, there will be gentleness, not pressure, growth, not stagnation. This partner will understand that loving you is not about what they can extract from you, but about what they can nurture in you. They will love you with a protective strength, not by building walls around you, but by standing with you when storms hit. They will not flinch when life grows difficult. They will not vanish when conflict arises. They will face hardship with you, shoulder burdens beside you, and offer comfort without you having to ask. Their presence will be steady, not dramatic. And in this consistency, you will learn that love is not found in grand gestures alone, but in the daily choice to show up, to listen, to forgive, to remain. This love will be rooted in truth, not fantasy. It will not tell you only what you want to hear. It will speak hard things when needed, not to harm but to heal. It will hold a mirror to your soul with compassion, not critique. This person will challenge you to rise, not shrink. They will speak life into you, even when you have lost sight of your worth. They will pray with you when fear clouds your vision. They will believe in the promises God has placed over you, even when you struggle to believe them yourself. Their love will be a voice that calls you back to who you are in Christ. There will be no hidden games, no shifting standards, no emotional roller coasters. Their intentions will be made known. Their care will not be a mystery. You will not have to guess how they feel. Their love will be open-handed, not manipulative, and because of this, your heart will not live in fear of being abandoned, exploited, or ignored. Their love will reflect the heart of the one who sends them, a love that is patient, kind, and does not keep score, a love that builds trust over time and stands the test of it. This partner will also understand that love does not erase individuality. They will not seek to mold you into their own image, nor will they compete with your calling. They will delight in your strengths and hold space for your weaknesses. They will support your purpose, not distract from it. Their love will be a sanctuary, not a performance. And in their presence you will find that being fully yourself does not cost you intimacy, it deepens it. You will recognize this love not because it fulfills every wish or fantasy, but because it is deeply good. It will not consume you, it will complete the work that has already begun in you, and above all, it will be a reflection, not a substitute, of God's own affection for you. It will point you back to Him time and time again, not through force, but through the quiet consistency of its truth. The timing of divine connection is not accidental. It is not born out of your desire alone, nor is it something you can accelerate by will or worry. The orchestration of meeting the person God has for you is tied to far more than your readiness to be loved. It is bound to the unfolding of your purpose, your healing, and your relationship with Him. God does not simply send someone to fill a space in your heart. He sends someone to walk with you in the mission He's entrusted to you. And so the timing of that arrival must be precise, not just for your good, but for His glory. It often seems that heaven moves slower than our expectations. The heart grows weary, the silence grows long. You see others begin their love stories while your own seems suspended in pause. But divine delay is not divine denial. What feels like a withholding is, in truth, a divine preparing. God sees further than you. He knows what kind of soul will serve your soul well. He knows what kind of partner will not just stir emotion but strengthen faith. So He waits until you are both ready. Not merely to meet, but to stay. Not merely to begin, but to build. The union He creates is not a fleeting arrangement. It is meant to carry eternity's weight. In the waiting, many are tempted to settle, to reach for someone who is close, rather than wait for someone who is called. But what God sends is not manufactured by loneliness. It is cultivated through surrender. When you trust Him with your heart's deepest cry, you allow Him to respond in a way that is bigger than your understanding. And often the answer is slow, not because God is distant, but because He is working on things you cannot yet see. He is shaping another heart, refining your own, aligning circumstances, and removing obstacles. He is setting the stage so that when the right moment comes, your soul will not only recognize it, it will be ready to embrace it. There are things you must become before you can receive what God has for you. There are things the other person must walk through before they can love you the way you need to be loved. Love is not built on longing alone. It is built on preparation, on pruning, on maturity, and so the timing must be right. When you are both no longer searching for someone to complete you, but are instead rooted in who God made you to be, then the meeting becomes more than a coincidence. It becomes a divine collision of purposes. When God finally brings this person into your life, the timing will testify of His goodness. The past pain will begin to make sense. The delays will seem kind. The no's will feel like protection rather than punishment. And you will realize that what felt like silence was actually orchestration. The person He sends will not only be right in character, they will be right in time. Their arrival will not distract you from your calling, but deepen it. They will not pull you away from God, but closer to Him. Their presence will not feel like pressure, but like partnership. You will move forward, not because you are desperate to be loved, but because you are finally ready to love rightly. This kind of timing cannot be forced, it can only be trusted. And though trust is often the hardest part, it is the most sacred act of love you can offer before love even begins. It says, God, I believe you know better than I do. I believe you see what I cannot. And in that surrender, you will find peace, even in waiting, because you will know that the one who authors your story is not late. He is simply writing a chapter that takes time and is worth every moment of it. So then, if your heart has been aching, wondering, waiting, perhaps even doubting, take this to heart. The love you seek is not lost nor forgotten. It is being prepared with the same care and wisdom that shaped you through your trials, your lessons, your growth. The one meant to walk beside you is not a prize to be chased or a fantasy to be forced, but a soul being shaped, just like yours, by the hand of the one who sees the full picture. What God brings together will not confuse you, deplete you, or compromise your peace. It will mirror His nature, steady, intentional, healing, whole. So breathe deeply. Rest your anxious wondering. Trust the divine timing, the silent weaving, the patient love of your Creator. He has not forgotten you. He is not late. And when the moment is right, what is meant for you will not miss you. It will arrive like morning light after a long night, gently, surely, unmistakably.